Ever notice how the moment you stop caring, people suddenly start chasing you? You stop calling, they start calling. You stop begging for attention, and suddenly, everyone's curious about what you're up to. That, gents, is not coincidence. That's emotional detachment, the quiet, invisible power move that flips the game upside down. When you detach emotionally, you stop reacting to life, and you start directing it. You become calm when everyone else is panicking. You become the guy no one can read. And that mystery? That's dangerous. What's up, gents? Welcome back to the channel where we talk about power, purpose, and quiet domination. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because around here, we don't chase validation, we build value. Today, we're breaking down 10 deadly truths about why emotional detachment isn't cold. It's calculated. It's how you go from overthinking everything to owning every moment. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the most dangerous man in any room is the one who can walk away with peace in his eyes. Cross swords. Point 1. When you stop reacting, you start leading. Let me ask you something. Gents, ever met someone who loses control over everything? The guy who explodes when someone cuts him off in traffic? The dude who argues over every comment online? That's not power. That's slavery, emotional slavery. Because when people can control your emotions, they own you. They say something stupid, you react, and boom, they're in charge of your mood for the day. But a Sigma male? Nah, he doesn't react, he responds. He takes that pause, that deadly pause, before he speaks. He watches. He calculates. He decides whether it's even worth his energy. You see, reacting is emotional. Responding is strategic. The man who controls his reaction controls the room. Because when you can't be provoked, no one can play you. So the next time someone tries to push your buttons, smirk. Breathe. Walk away. That's leadership without saying a word. Ice Cube. Point 2. Silence is louder than words. Ever notice how silence freaks people out? Try this. Next time someone tries to argue with you, just stop talking. Watch them squirm. Watch them fill the air with excuses, apologies, and nervous laughter. Because silence exposes the truth. It's not empty, it's heavy. It forces others to hear their own noise. The Sigma male knows this. He uses silence like a sword. Sharp, controlled, deadly. You don't need to shout to be powerful. Your calmness under pressure makes people question their chaos. When you stop explaining yourself, you become mysterious. When you stop defending yourself, you become untouchable. And when you stop reacting, you become unreadable. And that, gents, is terrifying, because no one can attack what they can't predict. Brain. Point 3. Control your emotions. Control the game. Here's the truth. Life is a psychological chessboard. Every move is emotional. Every reaction is data. The one who stays calm wins the long game. Think about it. Who makes the worst decisions? The angry guy, the desperate guy, the jealous guy. When emotion takes the wheel, logic gets thrown out the window. But when you detach, you see the game for what it is, strategy. You stop chasing what doesn't serve you. You stop overthinking people who don't think about you. You stop bleeding energy on things that don't move your life forward. It's not that you don't feel, it's that you feel smarter. You've learned to translate emotion into motion. Every time you choose control over chaos, you level up. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Skull. Point 4. Detach to observe, not to escape. Now, let's be clear. Detachment isn't running away from your feelings, it's mastering them. Most men drown in emotion. The Sigma male studies it. He steps back and watches his own mind like a movie. He notices patterns. Why do I get angry when that person texts me? Why do I keep giving energy to people who don't give it back? Observation gives you clarity. Clarity gives you control. It's like stepping out of a storm and watching it from a distance. You're still aware of the chaos. You just don't let it hit you anymore. Because when you stop being in the emotion and start being above it, you see everything. And seeing clearly is power. Flex biceps. Point 5. Detachment builds discipline. You want to know the secret to real self-control? It's not motivation. It's detachment. When you're emotionally attached, you crave instant results. You want the dopamine hit, the text back, the like, the praise. But when you detach, you stop needing the reward. You just show up and execute. You hit the gym even when no one notices. You work on your business even when it's slow. You grind in silence because you don't need an audience. You've got a mission. And that discipline? That's forged in emotional detachment. You become dangerous because you can delay gratification. You can walk away from comfort and still be calm. You can say no without guilt. Every no is a brick in your castle. Every time you walk away from temptation, you build your throne higher. Fire point 6. People respect what they can't control. Let's be honest. People love to test you. They'll poke, tease, manipulate just to see if they can move you. And when you react, they win. But when you stay cool, you flip the power dynamic instantly. You become unpredictable. You become interesting. See, people don't respect the loudest guy in the room. They respect the one they can't read. That quiet confidence, that calm stare, it commands respect. You don't need to demand attention. Your energy does the talking. So stop being accessible to everyone. Stop explaining your standards. Start making people earn your time and reaction. Because when they can't control you, they have no choice but to respect you. Person in lotus position, point 7. Emotional detachment equals mental freedom. You ever feel mentally exhausted, but you didn't even do anything? That's emotional overinvestment. You're giving energy to things that don't deserve it. You replay old arguments. You analyze texts like it's a crime scene. You stress over people who don't even think twice about you. That's emotional debt. And it's expensive. When you detach, you cut that cost. You stop overthinking. You stop worrying about approval. You reclaim your peace. Suddenly, your mind is quiet. You can hear your own thoughts again. And that silence? That's where focus is born. Because when you're not emotionally tied to every little drama, you can finally build something that matters. Your vision, your body, your legacy. That's freedom most men never experience. Bomb point 8. Detach from outcomes, focus on effort. You ever notice how obsessed people are with results? I need it to work out. I need her to text back. I need this to succeed. That need is emotional attachment in disguise. And attachment always creates pressure. Pressure leads to mistakes. The Sigma male flips the script. He focuses on effort, not outcome. Because when you give your best and release the rest, you can't lose. If it works, great. If it doesn't, lesson learned. You start seeing rejection as redirection. Failure becomes data. Loss becomes training. That's why detached men win. They're too focused on execution to be afraid of losing. So stop needing everything to be perfect. Detach from the result. Fall in love with the process instead. High voltage, point 9. Emotional detachment makes you mysterious. Let's talk about mystery, gents. Because nothing drives curiosity like emotional control. When you're not reacting, not oversharing, not broadcasting your every thought, people start wondering, what's going on in his head? They can't figure you out. And that unknown? It's magnetic. Think about your favorite movie villain. He doesn't scream. He doesn't panic. He just looks calm. And everyone around him feels the tension. That's what emotional detachment looks like in real life. It's quiet confidence. It's presence. It's the kind of energy that makes people lean in instead of look away. Be that man. The one who doesn't need to prove anything. Because when you're mysterious, people chase your energy. They want your attention. And that's when you choose who gets it. Fire point 10. Detachment turns pain into power. Here's where it all comes together. Every Sigma male has a backstory, pain, betrayal, loss. But instead of letting it break him, he lets it build him. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you use it. You get cheated on? You hit the gym harder. You lose a friend? You double down on your goals. You face rejection? You sharpen your skills. Because pain is a teacher. And emotional detachment is how you stay in class long enough to learn. You stop saying, why me? And start saying, try me. You turn every scar into armor. That's when you become dangerous, because nothing external controls your internal peace anymore. You've detached, evolved, and rebuilt into something unshakable. So, gents, when you detach emotionally, you don't lose your heart. You upgrade it. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop chasing people and start attracting power. You stop explaining yourself, because your silence already says it all. That's when you become the most dangerous kind of man. The calm one. The quiet one. The one they can't figure out. If this hit you hard, drop a like, subscribe, and join the brotherhood. Because we're not here to impress the world. We're here to master it. And having said that, stay sharp. Stay silent. Stay dangerous. I'll see you in the next one.